Hello guys, good afternoon and welcome to exam board. Good afternoon everyone. Please confirm me that I'm audible and visible. My audio and video both are reaching to you properly. Please confirm me. And today we will discuss some important questions which are relevant for your geography section. Okay, so today's session is completely dependent on the question basis. So we will discuss some question. You will try to respond the correct answer of that particular questions, and I will explain the all related concept from through that particular questions. We will cover the topic through the question. So today's session is completely dependent upon the question answer session or the question basis topic session. Okay, so question come topic. Firstly, we will understand the question. You will try to respond that answer of their particular question, and then I will explain the related concept. Okay, if anybody has any problem, any doubt, anybody has any query, so please put up your query in the comment box. Okay, Anju Sani, good afternoon. Khan sir, Jai Hind, Jai Hind. Okay, and today is the eve of the Independence. Today is the eve of the Independence Day, and tomorrow you will celebrate the 75th Independence Day of the nation. And this is very crucial movement. This is very important movement for us, because you are going to enjoy, you are going to celebrate your 75th anniversary of your nation's independence. Okay, so this independence is very important for us. Pinky Bhadwar, good afternoon. Okay, so let's move to the question. So question number one, and please tell me that this question is visible to you or not. Whether this question is visible or not, please respond me, because there is some problem in the formats. So whether this question is visible properly to you. The question is, why are the dewdrops not formed on the cloudy nights? Why are dewdrops not formed on cloudy nights? The option A is, clouds absorb the radiation released from the Earth's surface. Clouds reflect back the Earth's radiation. The Earth's surface would have low temperature on the cloudy night. The clouds deflect the blowing wind to the ground level. What is the reason behind why the dewdrops does not form in the cloudy night? If you look in your surrounding, you will get that if the sky is clear, in night which has the clear sky, then you will see that in the morning there is a amount of the dew, or the dew is in large amount over there that particular surface. So this is an important phenomena. There is no dew condition created, or the dew formation happened during the cloudy nights. What is the reason behind this? Okay, so this is an important phenomena. That important phenomena is related to an important concept of the geography. So you should understand this particular concept. Okay, and try to respond the answer of this question. Try to respond. Okay, I hope this question is visible to you, and you are able to understand, you are able to read this question, and please try to respond the answer of this question. Okay, so clouds absorb the radiation released from the Earth's surface. The cloud reflect back the Earth's radiation. The Earth's surface would have low temperature on the cloudy nights, and the clouds deflect the blowing wind to the ground level. Which is the correct answer of this question? Okay, please try to respond the answer of this question. Okay, one response is coming here, D. So this question is related to the transparency of the atmosphere, the topic of the temperature. When you will study the temperature topic in the climatology, then you will study that the Which factors affect the temperature of any particular atmospheric region or any particular surface of the earth? What are the factors? Which factors are responsible for the determination of the temperature of any particular region? Okay, so if you study that, then you will find that the transparency of the atmosphere is also an important factor which affect the temperature or the average temperature of that particular region. Okay, if you will get, or if you find that there is an absence of the cloud, there is an absence of cloud, that means a region which does not has the cloud over the sky, in the sky, then when the solar radiation will come, in this region, this solar radiation will reach to the surface without any disruption. Okay, if any sky which does not has the cloud, that means the solar radiation which are coming from the sun, that solar radiation will arrive or will reach to the surface without any disruption, without any obstacle. And after the absorption of that radiation, when the earth's surface emitted that particular radiation in the form of the long wave radiation, then this long wave radiation will move toward the outer space without any obstacle or without any hurdle. So there is an absence of the cloud, so there is no hurdle during in the path of the solar radiation which are coming toward the earth's surface and the radiation which are emitted from the earth's surface toward the outer space. So there is no any hurdle is found in this region if the sky is clear. Okay, so during the daytime period, due to the extra or due to the high solar radiation, the temperature will be high, or the temperature will rise. And during the night duration, when the earth started to emit the radiation from the surface toward the outer space, so there is no any obstacle, so temperature will reduce or the temperature will decline in this region. And that is why this during night condition, temperature will be relatively very low. So during the day condition, during the day duration, temperature will rise, and during the night condition, due to the absence of this cloud, temperature will fall, or the temperature will downward temperature will fall, or the temperature decreasing condition, in the decreasing condition. So so here is a condition is extreme temperature in the day duration and the low temperature in the night condition when the sky is clear. Okay, and during this situation or during this circumstances, or you can say in this region, which region faces such type of situation, in this region, when the night situation occurs, when the over terrestrial radiation will occur or the terrestrial radiation will take place, then the temperature, the surface temperature will reduce. If the surface temperature will reduce or the lower strata of the atmosphere will face the low temperature, that cause for the conversion of the air's humidity into the small droplets, and that particular small droplets will convert into the in the form of the dew. So in this situation or in this condition, if their air has the moisture, then this moisture will be converted into the droplets or the water droplets, and this water droplet is called the dew. But during this situation, if there is a presence of the cloud, if during the presence of the cloud, if the terrestrial radiation will occur or the terrestrial radiation will releases from the Earth's surface toward the outer space, then cloud react as the greenhouse gas, because in the cloud there is a presence of the water vapor, and the water vapor is treated, or the water vapor is like the greenhouse gas. Water vapor is a greenhouse gas, and this water vapor will reflect this radiation toward the Earth's surface. So if this radiation will reflect again toward the Earth's surface, that means that this radiation will arise the temperature of that particular region. So temperature will rises at this region. If the temperature will high in this region, so there is a adverse condition will create for the formation of the dew. So that is why in this region there is a absence of the dew because of the counter radiation, or because of the radiation that was radiated, or the radiation that was emitted by the Earth's surface toward the outer space. That radiation again reflected toward the Earth's surface, and this long wave radiation is cause for the temperature formation or the temperature determination. So that is why this is the reason why in this this is the reason why this area or this region does not experience the dew during the cloudy nights or the cloudy situation in the sky. So again, now read the statements. Clouds absorb the radiation released from the Earth's surface. No, cloud does not absorb the radiation released from the surface, but though cloud reflected the radiation which is released from the Earth's surface. It reflected again toward the Earth's surface. Clouds reflect the back Earth radiation. Yes, clouds reflect back the Earth's radiation toward the Earth's surface. The Earth's surface would have low temperature on the cloudy nights. Earth's surface would have the low temperature. No, Earth's surface does not has the low temperature during the cloudy nights. Okay, so this is the important thing. Clouds deflect the blowing wind at the ground level. So this is not clouds are found at the certain height or the certain altitude, but winds are moving on the ground level, so it does not has any direct impact or the direct relation. Clouds and the local or the ground wind or the ground level air does not has any direct relation. So this is you can eliminate this option easily, you can eliminate this option easily, you can eliminate this option easily. So correct answer should be the B option of this answer, this question. Okay, so I think now it is clear why the B is the correct answer of this question. Okay, so the correct answer of this question is B. So I think keep practicing of the question like this. If you read any topic, you should go some question, you should go through some questions, because sometime you when you started to solve the questions, or you try to respond you try to give the answer of that particular question, then you will find some loopholes which that loopholes or that particular points which was not attended by you during the study time period. So during the questions solving time period, you will attend some important topics or some important points which were generally ignored during the study time period. So this is the very best way. Firstly read the topic and again go to question, and then again read the topic. Okay, so this is your first question, and we should move to a next question. The next question of this session is this. So please read this question carefully and try to respond the answer in proper way. Okay, so I think it is visible to you. The question is the acidification of the oceans is increasing. Why is this phenomena is cause of the concern? Acidification is a problem at the present time. Acidification is the tendency or the phenomena in which the acidic character of the water of the ocean is increasing, is in the increasing condition. Why this acidic character is increasing? What are the reasons? We should find out that reason, and on the basis of that reason we should respond of this question. Okay, so try to respond this question on the basis of the acidification of the ocean. What is the acidification? So acidification is the literally meaning of the acidification means the acidic character of the ocean water is increasing in the increasing condition, or the increase in the acidic character of the water of the ocean is called the acidification. Okay, so why these are an important cause of concern? Why this acidification is cause for the concern? That means if the acidification is going on, if the acidification is taking place at the ocean, that means it has the consequence on the organism, it has the consequence on the marine organism. So what are the consequences? What are the problem? What are the points of the concern? What are the point of the concern? So read these points and try to respond the answer of this question. Okay, so first point, the growth and the survival of the calcareous phytoplanktons will be adversely affected. The first point. The second point, the growth and the survival of the coral reefs will be adversely affected. The survival of the some animals that have the phytoplanktons larva will be adversely affected. The cloud seeding and the formation of the clouds will be adversely affected. Which of the statement are the correct statement? 1, 2 and 3, 2 and only, 1 and 3 only, 1, 2 and 3, 4. सर लोगो साइड कर दीजिए. It is not in my command, Anju. I'm unable to change the location of this logo. So the word that is hidden by the logo is the cause. Phenomena, a cause of concern. So the word that is behind this that logo is the cause. So now you it will help you. The growth and the survival of the calcareous phytoplanktons will be adversely affected. The growth and the survival of the coral reefs will be adversely affected. The survival of the some animals that have the phytoplanktons larva will be adversely affected. The cloud seeding and the formation of the clouds will be adversely affected. So the statement that is making the confusion in you, that the fourth statement, whether the cloud seeding is related to the acidification of the ocean or not. So you should try to think about the acidification has any link toward the cloud formation or the cloud seeding, whether there is any link. So let us consider these statement, and then we will try to respond. We will try to find out the correct one. Okay, the growth and the survival of the calcareous phytoplanktons will be affected. Okay, so what is the acidification? You understand that the acidification means the increase in the acidic character of the any oceanic water or the water of the ocean. If any water has a water that has any character, acidic character, in general condition, the rainwater is also slightly acidic in nature. The rainwater is also slightly acidic in nature. And in general condition, the water is acidic in the nature. And in ideal condition, when we distilled the water, distilled water is which has the pH value of the 7. That means that is the neutral. Okay, but in general condition, the water that we are using is slightly acidic in nature. That means the pH value is approximate 6.7. Okay, so it is not the strong acid, but it is a slightly acidic in the nature. If the any water or the any oceanic water has a certain value of the acidity or the certain characteristic of the acidic acidity, that means the organism that is found in this water or that oceanic water, that organism has adopted the circumstances or adopted the nature of that particular water. Okay, if we are living in this situation, or if we are living in this situation, that means some atmospheric condition is found and we adopted that atmospheric condition from a long time period, for a long time period. But if the changing will occur in this atmospheric condition, that change will also require to make the adaptation, or to that change is also required to make the starting, or to make the starting of the adaptation process in the organism. So this is very important thing. If any change will occur, so the organism that is found in this region, they should be, or they have to change their phenomena, they have to adopt that particular thing. Okay, so if the water started to increase the acidic characteristic or the acidic characteristic of the water is will start to increase, then the organism that will found in this region, they have to start the adaptation. The organism which will successfully adopt, the organism that would successfully adopt the adopt the situation of this atmosphere or this not atmosphere, this environment, they will survive. If the organism that is that are unable to adopt the situation or adopt the condition of this oceanic water or adopt the situation of that particular environment, they will extinct or they will start to die. Okay, they would be die. So if the organism if the characteristic of the acidic nature of the water will increase, the organism have to start to adaptation. Okay, the organism should be start to adaptation. Adaptation is the mechanism in which the organism is started to change their behavior and their physical things according to their nature. Okay, if we are living in this situation or we are living in this atmosphere, that means our body is trying to respond, our body is trying to adjust with that particular environment, and that adjustment with the environment is called the adaptation in the environment and ecology. So adaptation means that you can say the adjustment with the environment. Okay, whether this adjustment is physically or this adjustment is behaviorally. Okay, behaviorally you can say when the beer is started or the atmospheric situation is adverse to the beers, then they started to went to the or they start to go into the hibernation process. So hibernation is a process. Okay, adaptation. These are the phytoplanktons. Phytoplanktons are the base for any marine ecosystem. They are the base for they provide the base for any marine ecosystem. What is the base? Phytoplanktons are the organism, the calcareous phytoplanktons are the organism that deposits or they synthesize the calcium carbonate or the calcium things, or they synthesize the calcium, and they are the base. If the organism which are found in the base, they are very sensitive organism, and if there is any change will occur in the environment, they completely reacted to and they will get affect from that change. Okay, so this type of the organism which are the phytoplankton that provides the base for any marine ecosystem, they will affect from this change or the acidification of the oceanic water. So definitely the growth and the survival of the calcareous will be adversely affected. This is the correct statement. The growth and the survival of the coral reefs will adversely affected. You understand or you know about the coral reefs. Coral reefs are the organisms. You study about these coral reefs many times. Coral reefs is basically a calcareous organism. That means that an organism that's outer shell is made from the calcium carbonate. Like you heard about the shank. In generally during the worship we use the shank. Okay, तो शंख जो है वो भी एक क्या है, कैल्शियम कार्बोनेट का एक स्ट्रक्चर है. दैट इज ऑल्सो अ कैल्शियम कार्बोनेट स्ट्रक्चर. सो कोरल रीफ इज अ टीनी ऑर्गेनिज्म दैट्स outer shell is made of the calcium carbonate. So it is called the calcareous organism, and this coral reefs is found with the with symbiotic relation of the zooxanthellae. So there is a zooxanthellae. This is an algae. Zooxanthellae is an algae, and this coral reef organism make the symbiotic relation with this zooxanthellae, and this symbiotic relation is very sensitive relation. Symbiotic relation is the part of the community interaction. Symbiotic relation is the example of the community interaction. Community interaction means the communities of any ecosystem or any environment which has the relation with both, which are dependent on each other and they cannot survive without each other. So organism, or if the organism or the two organism which requires both which has the requirement of the each other, and they cannot survive solely. Okay, so if you separate that organism, they cannot survive, both will be die. Okay, so this type of the relation is found in this situation, or in this organism, coral leaf and the zooxanthellae. And this zooxanthellae and the coral leaves found the corals. Okay, corals. Okay, this is the symbiotic relation between this. And this corals has the some situation or some condition for their survival. The first survival condition is the temperature should be 18 to 21 degrees Celsius. The temperature should be between the 18 degrees Celsius to 21 degrees Celsius. If the temperature will rises from the 21 degrees Celsius, if the temperature will found the 25 degrees Celsius or 27 degrees Celsius, they will die. If the temperature is very low, or the temperature is started to down from the 18 degrees Celsius, then this is also the adverse situation for the development of the coral in this region. So first condition for the development of the corals is the 18 degree. The temperature should be 18 degree, between the 18 degrees Celsius to 21 degrees Celsius. This is the ideal temperature which are required for the coral development. So first thing. And the second thing, the water in which the corals will develop, that water has the some salinity. This water has some salinity, and that salinity is not so much and not so less. So this salinity is required approximate the 27 gram per thousand. This salinity is required approximate 27 gram per thousand, and this salinity is also required. So you can conclude here, you can draw a conclusion here, that means the corals does not found, or the corals does not survive in the fresh water which does not have the salinity. So salinity is the essential component, or the salinity is the essential factor for the development of the corals in any particular region. Okay, so 27 gram per thousand is salinity is required for the coral development, and there is a no ocean pollution is required. No ocean pollution. That means the water quality should be the fresh. Water quality should be fresh. In the polluted water, or in the pollution water, in the pollution, they cannot survive. If we started to acidify, if the nature of the oceanic water, or the characteristic of the oceanic water is started to increase in the acidification, that means this acidification will change the environment for the corals, and this is the part of the pollution. So acidification is the part of the pollution. That means it is also the pollution. That means what is the pollution? Pollution is a pollution. What is the pollution? Pollution is the process in which any unwanted, or the amount of any unwanted material will increase, or required material decrease, or any extra extra element will be added in any situation, then it is created the pollution for that atmosphere or that environment. That means what is the meaning of this? If this is the environment, this is the particular environment, and this environment has some essential component, if the amount of that essential component will increase, or the amount of this component will decrease, that essential component. So that means the essential component should be present in the fixed ratio, or the balance ratio, or the balance form. If the any environment has the all the essential thing in the balance form, that means there is a no pollution. That condition, or is good condition, that situation is very good condition. That condition is very good condition, there is a no pollution. But if the amount of the essential component will increase or it decrease, whether it will increase or decrease, both situation will part of the pollution. Or any addition of the any unwanted material, that means not essential material, unwanted material. If the unwanted material will add in this situation or in this atmosphere, this also create the pollution. So what is the pollution? Pollution is generally a situation or the condition in which any essential, the amount of any essential component will increase, whether increase or decrease, whether the amount of the essential component will increase or decrease, or any extra unwanted material, addition of the any extra unwanted material that does not require in this atmosphere, then this situation is called the pollution. Okay, so this situation is called the pollution. Acidification, what is happening in the acidification? In the acidification, the characteristic of the okay, I'm taking your answer. Environment and atmosphere, I will clear it. Sanjay Meena, okay, thank you so much. So acidification, what is happening in the acidification? In the acidification, the acidic characteristic of the water is increasing. That is not essential. That is not essential. Any beyond the essential thing. So we require the some acidic water, but there is a acidification, or the acidic character is increasing. That will create it, or that will harmful for the organism of that particular region. So acidification is if the acidification will happen, then this acidification will affect the corals. So second point, the growth and the survival of the coral reefs will be adversely affected. This is also a correct statement. Absolutely, this is the correct statement. Now we should move on the third statement. The survival of the some animals that have the phytoplanktons larva will be adversely affected. Okay, the survival, if the phytoplanktons will affect, then the dependency, if the organism that are dependent on the phytoplanktons, they will also affect. Okay, there is a relation. If component A is affected by the any phenomena or any process, and the another organism, that is the component B, that organism B, and this organism is also dependent upon it, then this phenomena is not directly affect this, but this phenomena is indirectly affected this component. That means this is also the correct statement. So this is the correct statement. The cloud seeding and the formation of the clouds will be adversely affected. What is the meaning of this? So I think the maximum focus should be on this point. All the 3 points are very simple and very straightforward, very straight points. If you have any, if you use your common sense, then you will find out that all the statements are it seems to correct. It seems that all the statements is correct, but is whether any relation between the cloud seeding and the acidic characteristic of the oceanic water. So look here, what is the correct meaning of the acidification and the oceanic water? If the acidic character of the water will increase, if the acidic characteristic of the oceanic water will increase, if the acidic character of the any oceanic water will increase, okay, then this will affect the evaporation. This will affect the rate of evaporation. Okay, it will affect the rate of evaporation. The second thing, if the acidic character will increase, the rate of evaporation will affect it. It may be decrease, it might be increase. So acidic characteristic of the water will affect the rate of evaporation. Okay, and during the evaporation or during the movement of the oceanic water, some salt particles will move into the atmosphere. Some salt particle will move into the atmosphere. But if the acidic character of the oceanic water will increase, then this movement of the salt into atmosphere will stop, or this movement of the oceanic salt of that particular water body or that particular water region, that will stop, and this salt act as the hygroscopic nuclei. This salt act as the hygroscopic nuclei, and this hygroscopic nuclei is used in the formation of the cloud seeding. This is used in the cloud seeding. Then this cloud seeding will also affect. This cloud seeding will also affect by this acidic characteristic, if the acidic characteristic will increase. So I hope you are getting this, and the correct answer. So I think this is the previous question of the UPSC. UPSC has asked in this this question in the prelims examination, and examiner is so clever. Examiners are many times understand the what is the temperament and what is the thinking of the student, and according to that thinking, according to that assumption, they create the some option. So many times the people understand that the three statements are absolutely correct. This has no any link with this, and the examiner cleverly given the statement A is the 1, 2 and 3. So many student will confuse, and or many student in the complete confidence they will tick this option and they will move forward to the next question, because during the examination you are in the very pressurized condition. So this will be your wrong answer. The correct answer is the D. That means all the things are related, all the things are concerned for the, if the acidification of the oceanic water will increase, the all the phenomena will see. Okay, so Anju Saini, one question. So here is a one question: what is the difference between the atmosphere and the environment? This is a valid question, and I think it should be clear in your mind what is the atmosphere and what is the environment. This is very clear thing. The difference is very clear between these two words, and you should know about the difference between these two words. The meaning of the literal meaning of the environment is the to surrounding. The literally meaning of the environment is the surrounding. In the context of anything, suppose this is a thing, suppose this is a plant, suppose this is a plant. So what will make the environment of this plant, the whatever is found in this region, whatever is found around this plant, that will create the atmosphere, environment of this plant. So here should be a small plant, maybe here is a small plant, maybe here is a bird, maybe here is a any insect is found in this region. So anything which is found around you or the around anything is created the environment of that particular organism or the particular thing. If I am standing in this studio, I am standing before the camera, that means the things which are found here that create the atmosphere, that create the environment of my environment. So what is the environment? Environment means the things which are found in this, found around you. If you are sitting in your room, that means if you look around yourself, then you will find that this, whether there is any chair is located, if maybe there is any bed, or maybe there is your pet is sitting there. So all the things which is found in the context of anything around that thing is created the environment of that particular organism or that particular thing. If I am standing here, my environment is this. If I am going from here to the road, then my environment will be changed, and that environment, there will be car, there will be a plant, there will be, maybe there will be any cow is roaming there. So that will create the environment of that particular. If any person that is that is living in the Ladakh region, here his environment is different. If I am living here, my environment is different. If I am moving towards any jungle, any forest region, my environment will be changed. So environment means anything that is found around the or in the surrounding of any organism or the anything that form the environment of that particular organism. Okay, so I think it is clear. In the environment, in the surrounding, you will find that there is a two types of the thing is found, whether this thing has the life or that has no life. So the environment is made from the living and the non-living things. In your environment, there are two types of the things. One is the living, that has the life, and the another is a non-living, that doesn't have the life. Okay, so environment is made of by their two type of the thing, non-living and the living thing. Okay, so what is the atmosphere? Atmosphere is basically a blanket. Atmosphere is basically a blanket that is found around the earth. that is found around the earth. This blanket is called the atmosphere. In this atmosphere, there is a presence of the gas, there is a presence of the sand particles, or you can say the dust particle. Okay, there is a presence of the aerosol, there is a presence of the humidity. So all the things that is found in this is this compounded or this composed the atmosphere. So what is the atmosphere? Atmosphere is basically a blanket that is found around the earth in the form of the gas, that is composed of the gas, dust particle, aerosol, and the other things. So there is a difference. If you move into beneath the earth's surface, your environment will be changed, but your atmosphere is the same. Atmosphere is means around the sun. So this is the atmosphere and this is the environment. Okay, I hope it is clear. Now, move to next question. Read this question very carefully and respond the answer of this question. Consider the following factors. The first factor is the rotation of earth. Second factor is the air pressure and the wind. Third factor is density of the ocean water, and the fourth factor is the revolution of the earth. Which of the above factors influence the oceanic current? Which of the above factors influence the oceanic current? Do you understand the oceanic current? What is the oceanic current? What is the concept of the oceanic current? Do you understand what is the oceanic current? And the factors that affect the oceanic current. So read this point and try to respond. So please make the respond. Please respond the answer of this question. Participate in the solution. Participate in the solution. So I think no need to worry. Your response will be correct or not. It is not your examination hall. It is not your examination hall. So make mistake here and correct that mistake. So make mistakes outside from examination hall, and that mistakes will be very useful. If you correct that particular mistakes, if you learn from that mistakes, then that thing will help you during examination. Okay, Sadab Hussain, the one response is coming. Sadab Hussain, the C. What are the factors that affect the influence of the oceanic current? So what is the oceanic current? Firstly, you should understand what is the oceanic current. Oceanic current is a proper river, a proper water channel. Oceanic current is basically, what is the oceanic current? Oceanic current is a proper water channel that is moving into the ocean on a fixed path and a fixed direction. You can compare the oceanic current from compare with the rivers. Like the rivers is moving on the earth's surface into fixed channel, into the fixed direction and the fixed direction. Same as a water channel or the water part that is moving on the oceanic surface into the fixed path toward the fixed direction is called the oceanic current. And in the easy language, in the easy way, you can say the rivers that are moving on the ocean, the rivers that is moving on the surface of the ocean. Okay, rivers. But it is not the correct for understanding. For the better understanding, you can say, you can understand that what is the oceanic current in your mind. Keep in your mind, like the river is moving on the earth's surface, same as the water channel is moving on the oceanic surface, and that water channel that is moving into the fixed direction, that water channel is called the oceanic current. There is a three movement in the oceanic water. There is a three type of the oceanic movement. That first one is the oceanic waves. Oceanic waves are different from the oceanic current. Second is the oceanic currents, and third one is the tides. So these are the primary movement in the oceans: waves, currents, and the tides. And you should understand the clearly. You should understand the difference between, or the difference among these three. Difference among these three. What is the difference between the waves and the current? What is the difference between the current and tides? And how both are how all are different from each other? What is the relevance of this relevance of these? So firstly, we are going to discuss the current. Okay, so question is related to the ocean current. Which factors which factors influence the oceanic current? The first thing, the rotation of earth. So try to think about the rotation of the earth, whether rotation of earth has any influence on the oceanic current. So suppose an object that is a heavy object, an object that is the solid form, and that object is rotating on its axis, and any liquid part or the liquid thing is stay on that particular solid body, or the any that particular body. So this liquid is there any chance to this liquid is stay in the stable condition on that particular body? So it is impossible. If any object is in moving condition and the liquid that is staying on this cannot be, this is impossible to this liquid to into the stable condition, or the stay in the stable condition. It is impossible. Okay, so if the rotation is occurring, due to the rotation, the water body or the liquid part which is locating on the Earth's surface, or that is found on the Earth's surface, they started to move, because the liquid has the tendency to flow. Because the liquid has the tendency to flow. If there is a movement occurs, then due to that movement, the liquid started to flow, and that particular flow or that particular movement has the impact on the oceanic current. So oceanic current, for the generation of the oceanic current, for the formation of the oceanic current, so rotation has very important role. Rotation plays a very important role. So rotation of the earth has very important influence, or has greater influence on the oceanic current. So first point is very correct statement. The air pressure and the wind. If any water body has located in this region, suppose this is a water body, this is the oceanic water body, and any wind is moving in this region, any wind is moving from this region. If the wind is moving from this region, then it has the friction on the water body, and due to this air force, this water is started to move from this direction to this direction. And this water, if this water is started to move from one direction to another direction into the fixed path, then it is also has the impact on the oceanic current. So it started to generate the oceanic current. So wind and the air pressure has also influenced the oceanic current. I think you are getting my point. Whatever I am telling you, you are getting properly. So second point, or the second thing, is also related to the it also has an influence on the oceanic current. The third, the density of the oceanic water. Density is very important thing. Density means, what is the density? You understand the density. Density is equal to mass upon volume. Okay, mass per unit volume is called the density. You understand it? Oceanic water, or any matter, or any matter, or you can say any substance, has a particular density, and it is not any criteria, or it is not possible to every object has the same density. So there are density differences is found in the matter or the matters. Okay, so there are density differences. In the oceanic water, the density is determined by the salinity and the temperature and the other sediments that is found in that particular water region. So density is determined by the salinity, water, and the other deposition that is found in this that particular water. So there is no uniformity is found in the density of the oceanic water. That means there are differences found in the density of the oceanic water. If the density is density difference is found in the oceanic water, suppose this is a water, so here the density of the water is high. here the density of the water is high because the mass per unit volume here is a high, and in this region here the mass per unit volume is low, relatively low. So density of this water is relatively high. If the density of this water is relatively low, then it is the tendency of the liquid that always this move from the high density toward the low density. So the water started to move from the high density toward the low density. Oh, sorry. The water started to move from the low density toward high density because due to the high density, water started to submerge, water started to compress that particular surface, and due to the higher density, this water region is relatively at the low situation, and this is the high situation. So water started to move from this region to this region, and it created the oceanic current. So density difference is also a factor that are responsible for the generation of the oceanic current. So this statement or this thing is also correct. Density of the ocean water is important factor for the influencing. It also has the influence on the oceanic current. Okay, the revolution of the earth. Whether the revolution of earth has any impact on the oceanic current. Revolution of the oceanic current. During the revolution, okay, during the revolution, the earth is moving around the sun. During the revolution, earth is moving around the sun, and due to the movement of this type of the sun, there is no any direct impact, there is no any direct relation to formation of the oceanic current from the revolution. The revolution has the impact on the tides. Revolution has the direct impact on the tides, but it does not has the impact on the oceanic current directly. Okay, so you can say the revolution of the earth is not has no effect on the oceanic current. So you can eliminate this option. So without 4, the option which has without 4 is the correct answer. That means the 1, 2 and the 3 is the correct answer. On the basis of this, B option is the correct answer of this question. Only 1, 2 and 3 is the correct answer. Very good. I hope you are enjoying this session and you are getting the points that I am trying to deliver. Okay, so read the next question. The next question is on your screen. The next question is on your screen, and this question is also very conceptual question, and you should understand the what has been asked in your question. So read this question very carefully and then try to respond. The question is, what could be the main reason or the reasons for the formation of the African and the Eurasian desert belt? African and the Asian desert belt. It is located in the subtropical high pressure cells. It is under the influence of the warm ocean current. Which of the statement given above is the correct in this context? Which is the correct statement? You should find out the correct statement. The option A is only 1, option B is only 2, option C is only 1 and 2, and option D neither 1 nor 2. Which is the correct answer of this question? Please try to understand the question firstly. Read the question carefully. So make a law. If you will get any MCQ, so firstly you should read that MCQ properly in conscious manner, and I think according to me, at least read the question 2 times. At least read the question 2 times. Ajit Kumar, read the question carefully and then respond. Sadab Hussain, I think it should be only one, only two. Okay, there are three responses. So let us consider this statement. What could be the main reason for the African and the Eurasian desert belt? You know, Africa and Eurasia, that means Europe and Asia, has a desert belt. Okay, has a desert belt. There are deserts are found. So what is the reason? First statement is it is located in the subtropical high pressure cells. This is located in the subtropical high pressure cells. And during the study of the world climatic zone, you will find that the maximum deserts which are found in this region is located between the 20° north to 30° latitude, north and south, and north and south. The warm deserts that are stressed or that is found in the Eurasia and the Africa, the maximum desert is located between the 20° latitude and 30° latitude. So this is the reason where the desert condition is found. This is the high pressure zone. That means if there is a low pressure zone is found, then there is a cyclonic condition is suitable. There is a suitability of the cyclonic condition, and if there is a suitability of the cyclonic condition, that means this region will get the precipitation. This region will experience the precipitation, but this is not in reality. This is not found in the reality. So this is a high pressure zone. It is exactly, this is the correct statement. And the region in the main region of this area is found, main reason is when the trade wind, that is trade wind, supported the monsoon winds, supported the monsoon winds, and this monsoon winds is basically the humid laden wind, and that is moving from the ocean toward the continental part. When this monsoon wind is reaching toward the western section of that particular continent, this monsoon wind get the dry. They does not has the humidity, because the maximum humidity that this wind has, that is released in this situation or in this region. And when this wind arrived at this region or on the margin of the western part or the western margin of the continent, then this wind become drier, and due to the dryness, this is the adverse situation for the precipitation. So one region, this monsoon wind get the drier in this region, and that is a region for the dryness or the desert situation of this particular region. So first is the monsoon wind. Second, this is the zone of the high pressure, and this high pressure zone is responsible for the formation of the anticyclonic condition, and this anticyclonic condition is not suitable for the precipitation, and that is why this region does not has the precipitation, does not experience the precipitation, and this region experience the desert situation. And the third factor that is responsible for the desertification or the desert formation of any region, that is the cold current. That is the cold current. Suppose if any particular continental part is located in this region, and this area experience the cold current. So if the cold current is found in this region, so the cold current decrease the temperature of this oceanic water, and if the temperature of this oceanic water will be downed, or the temperature of the oceanic water will be down by the oceanic current, so there is an adverse situation for the evaporation. If the evaporation does not take place in this region, this will cause for the less precipitation or the no precipitation, and that is why this region will experience the desert situation. So desert situation, if the any margin or the any coastal part which has the cold current, so this cold current has the this cold current created the adverse effect for the precipitation. So cold current is responsible for the desert formation on the continental coastal part. So third, there are three main factors. There are three main points that are responsible for the desert formation. First is the dryness of the monsoon wind on the western margin of any continent between these latitudes. Second is the formation of the high pressure. This high pressure is responsible for the anticyclonic condition, and this anticyclonic condition is the responsible for the adverse situation or the adverse condition for precipitation. And the third one is the impact of the cold current. This cold current will this cold current will reduce the rate of evaporation, and due to the lack of evaporation there is a less humidity in the atmosphere, and that less humidity is responsible for the less precipitation in this region. So this is the factor. Okay, so there are three factors. Now read the question. It is located in the subtropical high pressure cells. Okay, in the subtropical high pressure, that means subtropical high pressure cells is found in the near about the 30-degree latitude, nearly 30-degree latitude. So high pressure subtropical cells are found in nearly 30-degree latitude in the subtropical region. So first statement is the correct. The second statement is it is under the influence of the warm current. No, this is the under the influence of the cold current, because the cold oceanic current are responsible for the desert formation, not the warm oceanic current. So second statement, I think this statement is not, I think no, this is confirmedly, this statement is wrong statement. First statement is the correct statement. On the basis of this, you can give the answer only 1. Who gave the answer 1 is correct? Who gave the answer 1 is the correct answer. Sir, Ajit Kumar, adaptation to environment for any organism means. Adaptation to environment for any organism means if any organism is living in particular environment, if environment is started to change, if there is any changes is going on, any changes is started to the environment, then the organism have to adjust with their environment. Suppose one example, during your childhood, remember your childhood, the temperature of the earth or the temperature during the noon time period is not so much as you face today. Today's temperature is relatively very high. So we are adjusting with the environment. If we are adjusting with the environment naturally, that is the adaptation. If we are adjusted with the environment artificially, that is not adaptation. If the temperature is rising and we go to the shop and we purchase a refrigerator, we purchase a AC, that means we are artificially down the temperature of our environment, but our body is not to adjust with that environment. If the temperature is normally you had faces the temperature 40 degrees Celsius in the extreme, now the temperature is 48 degrees Celsius in the extreme summer situation. Before the 20 years ago, the maximum temperature in the during the summer season is the maximum 40 to 42 degrees Celsius, and at this temperature people started to cry, people started to make the chaos. That is the very warm situation. But at the present time, the maximum temperature during the summer is the 48 degrees Celsius, 50, some places experience the 50 degrees Celsius temperature, and now we are adjusting with this condition. We human beings are adjusting artificially, but the organism that is not a civilized organism like any dog, if any dog was living in this situation and now dog is living in this situation openly, so they has tendency to adjust, they has the tendency to adopt this circumstances of the atmosphere, circumstances of the environment. So environment, the adaptation with the environment means, so the situation that is found in the environment, or the situation that is changing in the environment, the organism is started to adjust with that change. If the organism started to adjust with their change or that change, that is called the adaptation with their environment. Survival of the fittest, exactly. Survival of the fittest. Which organism that is not unable to adjust, they will extinct, like the dinosaurs. Dinosaurs was not adjusted with the situation or with the changes, they got extincted. The organism that is the sparrows, and you observe that during your childhood you looked at that many species of the birds you would see in your surrounding condition. Okay, you experienced the many species of the bird, you looked many species of the bird during your childhood period, but those birds, remember, those type of the birds is now not visible. Where they go, where they went, they extincted. The population of that birds is okay. So this is the adaptation, this is the adjustment. So please share this session once. Okay, please share this session, and then Darwin concept. Okay. So this is your answer of this question number 4. Now we should jump on the next question. So next question is easy question, very simple question. Question number 5. Read this question very carefully. This is very simple question that is based on the albedo topic. This question is based on the albedo topic. Albedo is very important concept. You should understand the concept of the albedo, how the albedo has impact, how albedo has got affected, how albedo got affected by the other factors. So this question is related to the albedo. Which one of the following reflects back more sunlight as compared to the other 3? Which of the following reflects back more sunlight as compared to the other 3? So directly this question is related to albedo, but in question this is not asked directly. It has asked in indirect way, not in the direct way. So read this question and try to answer this question. Which one of the following reflects back more sunlight as compared to the other 3? Sand deserts, paddy crop land, land covered with the fresh snow, and the prairie land. Read this question carefully and try to revert back. Okay, so read this. Sand deserts. Sand. What is the albedo? Firstly, you should understand the concept of the albedo. What is the albedo? Albedo is the ratio of the sunlight, ratio of the solar radiation. This is basically a ratio of the solar radiation which has been reflected by the Earth's surface without any absorption. What is the albedo? Albedo is basically the ratio of the solar radiation that has been reflected by Earth's surface and its atmosphere without any absorption. That means in the form that solar radiation is coming toward the sun, in the same form that solar radiation is reflected from the Earth's surface and the atmosphere toward the outer space. So there is no absorption of this particular solar ratio of the solar radiation. Okay, so understand here, if any solar radiation is coming here, and it got reflected. Then which type of the surface has the maximum reflection? The surface which is smooth in the nature, the surface that is the smooth in the nature, and the surface which has the light in color. Light in color, that means the light in color surface means the reflection of the maximum sunlight or the maximum light. If any surface is visible white, that means that particular surface reflects the all the spectrum of the light, that means reflect the all the things, all the light at the white light, and that is why that is visible white. If any surface is dark, that means darker surface has the more absorption rate, darker surface absorb the maximum part. If any surface is looking black, that means that surface is absorbing the entire white light and there is no any reflection is taking place, and that is why the eye is not able to catch any type of the sun, any type of the visible, any part of the visible light. So that eye reflect that thing is treated as a black by the our eye. So what is the color selection? Why, how any type of the any object is looking black, red, white? What is the reason? If you understand here, the surface that is found in this region, it does not reflect any type of the light. That is why it is looks like a dark or the black. This surface reflects the entire light, and that is why it is looks as the white. The red part of that white light is reflected from this surface. That is why it is looks like red in the color. So I think you understand. So light surface reflect almost the maximum visible light or the maximum part of the visible light. So the surface which is smooth in nature and light in color has the maximum reflection rate. If the maximum reflection rate is found, that means the albedo will be high. Albedo will be high. So reflection rate, if the reflection rate will be high, that means the rate of the albedo will be more or the albedo will be high. And if any surface which is rough in the nature, it is not in smooth in the nature, rough in the nature and dark in the color, then this surface absorb the maximum portion of the sunlight and the less reflection will take place. So if any light is any surface which is the rough and the dark in the nature, then it has the less reflection. If it has the less reflection, then it is responsible for the less albedo. It is responsible for the less albedo. So reflection and albedo are directly related. If the reflection is high, that means the albedo will high. If the reflection is low, albedo will low. And the reflection and absorption both are the inversely related. So you can conclude a relation here, that is the reflection of the sunlight, reflection of the sunlight from any surface has the direct relation with the albedo, and the reflection is of sunlight has inverse relation with the absorption. Okay, so absorption has the inverse relation with the albedo. So consider this statement or consider these options. The sand desert. Sand desert is light in the nature. Paddy crop land, paddy crop is basically found in the dark soil, and there is a wet soil. If the any object is wet, that means the reflection rate is low. So wet soil. The land covered with the fresh snow. Snow has the maximum reflection rate. Snow has the maximum reflection rate, and in general condition, snow has the maximum albedo. So it is a point. You note it this point that the snow has the maximum reflection rate, and that is why snow has the maximum albedo. This question can be this question repeatedly asked in your provincial civil services examination, that means the PCS examination. Okay, so repeatedly this question has been asked in the various state PCS examination. So note down this. And the prairie land, prairie is a grassland. So if the grassland, so find out, this is the dark surface, this is the light surface, this is the grassland region. If we remove this statement, this option, and add some another option, then this question will be a tough question. This question will be tough question. Due to the presence of this option, this question is very easy question. But if we remove this option and add some another option, suppose this is the rainforest region. If we remove this statement, this option, and we add the rainforest region, then what will be your answer? Rainforest. What should be the correct answer? After the removing of this option, what should be the correct answer of this question? If you understand the concept, if you understand that relation that we concluded or the we draw, then you are able to give the answer in an easy way. If you don't have the you don't have the clarity in your concept, then this such type question is very difficult question, and many time people make the fault, make the mistake in this type of the question. So what would be the answer after the removing of the option C? Chulbul Pandey, Anju Saini. Good. Then your answer should be the A, sand desert. Then your answer should be A. So question might be asked on the different example, like on the soil. If the question will create it once UPSC has asked the question, that is the which soil has the maximum albedo? Red soil, black soil, sandy soil, and another one type of the soil which has the maximum albedo. So there if you have the concept that of the color and the smoothness, then you will be able to answer the question, answer of the question. Okay, so I think this is your relation. Read the question number 6. Read the question number 6 very carefully and then try to respond this question. A geographic region has the following distinct characteristics. Number 1, the warm and the dry climate, mild and the wet winter, evergreen oak trees. The above feature are the distinct characteristics of the which one of the following regions? Mediterranean, Eastern China, Central Asia, Atlantic coast of the North America. These features has been given, the features has been given. You should match these features with their appropriate geographical region. Read this question very carefully. Oak only found in the Mediterranean region. Okay. C. Okay. So read this. The warm and the dry climate. Warm and the dry climate. The region where the warm and the dry climate condition is found. The condition is the warm, yani warm and the dry climate. The second point, mild and the wet winter. If you study that the one climatic zone that has the wet winter situation, that is the Mediterranean climatic zone. You can derive the answer from these 2 points. The first point, that is the very common point. If you understand, if you study about the different climatic zone, then you will study that the one climatic zone that has the wet winter and the dry summer season, that is the Mediterranean climatic zone. And this Mediterranean climatic, on the basis of this point, you can guess the this characteristics should be the this characteristic is matched with the Mediterranean climatic zone. So mild and the wet winter condition, that means the Mediterranean climatic condition. Evergreen oak trees. This type of the oak trees is the main characteristics, or the main region is the Mediterranean climatic zone. So on the basis of the third point, you also can derive the answer of this question. So on the basis of these 2 points, you can confirm yourself that the answer should be the Mediterranean climatic zone. If you understand, if you have the understanding of the summer situation or the summer condition of that particular region, this particular region is relatively drier than the winter condition. This particular region is relatively drier than the you can say the winter situation. So on the basis of these 3 characteristics, the correct answer should be the Mediterranean climatic zone. Mediterranean climatic zone's main feature, many times I told you that the main feature of this Mediterranean climatic condition, the rainfall in the winter season. The rainfall occurs maximum in the winter season. That means the winter is dry, not dry. Winter is basically wet. In general condition, almost every climatic condition or every climatic zone has experience of the dry winter, but this climatic zone has experienced the wet winter, and this wet winter situation is favorable. It started to create the favorable situation, favorable condition for the development of for the growth of the citrus fruits. So this climatic zone has suitable condition. This climatic zone has suitable condition for the growth of the citrus fruits. So citrus fruits are found abundantly in this climatic zone, and this citrus fruits provide the raw material for the wine industry, and that is why this climatic zone has the maximum development of the wine industry in this region. So wine industry is for the wine industry, the maximum suitable climatic zone is the Mediterranean climatic zone. Okay, so your answer, the maximum people are giving the correct answer. Your guess is completely correct, and I think you will use your presence of mind in this way, and that will help you in your examination. So answer should be the A. Answer of this question is A. So now move on the next question. Question number 7. Read this question very carefully, and this question is also an important question. Read this question and try to reply. That is the reason Italy, Spain and the Portugal are facing severe drought present. At exactly severe drought condition is Italy, Portugal and the Spain. And there is a heat wave situation. Okay, Europe is facing the heat wave. Heat wave is a disastrous condition, disaster. If the Europe is facing the heat wave, that is the impact or the result of the climatic change. Is this come in the climatology? Exactly, this is the part of the climatology. World climatic zone is the part of the climatology. When you study the different type of the climatic zone found in the world, which type of the climatic zone is found in the world, So this is the very important part, very important topic of the climatology. Okay, so before the Indian climatic condition, you should study about the different type of the climatic condition. I have taken a session on this platform. If you don't have information about this climatic zone, so search in this on this platform, the world climatic zone. I have taken a session on this platform, so you should go through that particular session and you will get the idea. Related to world climatic zone. Okay, so read this question carefully. Though coffee and tea both are cultivated on the hill slopes, there is some difference between the term regarding their cultivation. In this context, consider the following statement. The coffee plant requires the hot and the humid climate to tropical areas, whereas the tea can be cultivated in the both tropical and the subtropical areas. Coffee is propagated by the seeds, but tea is propagated by the stem cutting only. Which of the statement given above is a correct or correct statement? Only one, only two, only one and two, both are neither one nor two. बताओ, what would be the correct answer of this question? Both right, both are correct. The first is, the coffee plant requires the hot and the humid climate of the tropical areas, whereas the tea can be cultivated in the both tropical and the subtropical areas. If you observe the things, if you have the tendency, if you have the potential to observe the things, then you can utilize your information. The tea or the coffee plants or the maximum coffee production is in India is done by the Karnataka. Maximum coffee production, approximate 80 to 90% contribution in the coffee production is by Karnataka. Karnataka has the 80 to 90% contribution in the coffee production. And the Karnataka is located in the tropical region. That means the below the Tropic of Cancer. The tropical region is typically the tropical region is the region which is located between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. And the Karnataka and the other regions like the Nilgiri or the other region in which the coffee plants is propagated or the coffee is produces is the Karnataka, Kerala and the Tamil Nadu region, that is the Nilgiri region or the other region. And all the regions are completely located in the tropical regions. Okay, you never heard about the Andhra Pradesh, or you never heard about the Assam has the coffee production, or Assam has the coffee plants. Okay, or the Himachal Pradesh has the coffee plants. So this situation, this region is not conventionally or the in general way is the suitable for the production of the coffee. So on the basis of this information, you can make it correct, you can consider it correct. The tea can be cultivated in both tropical and the subtropical areas. If you look at the Western Ghat has also the tea coffee region, tea regions. Western Ghat. On the Western Ghat, the tea cultivation is taking place. So there is a requirement of the slope. There is a requirement of the slope. That means the tea requires the high rainfall, but there is no requirement of the storage of water on the roots. So because of this cause, because of this reason, the tea is cultivated on the slope condition. That means the rainfall is high, rainfall require, or the water requires on the leaves, but there is no requirement of the storage of the water at the roots. So water should be runoff from that particular region, and that is why all these two crops, these two crops are cultivated on the slopey surface or the slope surface. Okay. And the tea, you heard about the tea plants in the Himachal Pradesh. Kangra Valley is famous for the tea. Assam has the maximum tea production in the India. Kerala also has the production in the tea. Karnataka, there is a tea production in the Karnataka is also taking place. Tamil Nadu, production of the tea. Andhra Pradesh, production, Tamil Nadu, or the region of this. So tea can be produced, tea can be planted in both regions, tropical as well as the subtropical, because Himachal Pradesh is in the subtropical, Uttarakhand is in the subtropical, Assam is in the subtropical, and these states are in the tropical. So on the basis of this point, you can make it correct. This question, this statement is correct. So now consider on the second statement, coffee is propagated by the seeds. Okay, yes, coffee is propagated by the seeds, it is correct. By the stem, and the tea is propagated by the stem cutting only. If there are this type of the extreme words, then it you should think about this statement very carefully. Such type extreme word make easy to eliminate such type words, such type of statement. Okay, extreme word, mainly most of the time, not always, most of the time, this extreme word will help you to eliminate that particular statement. Okay. So coffee propagated by the seed, it is the correct, but tea is propagated by stem cutting only. No. During the initial phase of the tea production, tea plants is propagated by the seeds. Tea plants was propagated by the seeds, but present time, maximum vegetative actions or the vegetative activities is into the practice in the tea propagation, but it is not only situation, it is not only option. You should propagate tea through the leaf cutting, stem cutting. It is not the only way. You can propagate the tea by the seeds as well. So this statement is not correct. This statement is not correct. 2 is not correct. Only 1 is the correct statement. Only 1 is the correct statement. Yes, Portuguese took the seed from coffee from Africa to Brazil for production. From Africa to Brazil. Yes, exactly. And then now the Brazil is the largest coffee producer of the world. Brazil is the largest coffee producer of the world. And one homework I am giving you, that is you should find out the best quality of the coffee beans is found through which process. Which quality, best quality of the coffee beans or the coffee seeds is found through which process or through which animals. Okay, so find out this thing. Best quality of the coffee in the world, the most expensive coffee of the world is obtaining through which process. Find out this. Question number 8. Read this question number 8 carefully. With the reference to the river Tista, reference of the river Tista, consider the following statements. Read this question about the river Tista. Tista is very important river, and when you study the relation of the India and Bengal, India and the Bangladesh, then you will face the topic. You will face a topic that is the Tista River dispute. Chulbul Pandey, I don't like coffee. I prefer tea. Best coffee driven from the animal feces, I think. Because I think. Find out the correct answer. Okay, the source of the river Tista is the same as that of the Brahmaputra, but it flows through the Sikkim. The river Rangit originates in the Sikkim, and it is a tributary of the river Tista. River Tista flows into the Bay of Bengal on the border of the India and the Bangladesh. Which is the correct statement? Which is the correct? ठीक है? Reply the answer. Which is the correct? Okay, the source of the river Tista is the same as that of the Brahmaputra, but it flows through the Sikkim. So, what is the source of the Brahmaputra? From where the Brahmaputra is originated, and from where the Tista river is originated? What is the main source or the source of these two rivers? ठीक है, 1, 2 and 3. बहुत सारे लोग जो है गलत जवाब दे रहे हैं. यू आर गिविंग द रॉन्ग आंसर. ठीक है, सो द ब्रह्मपुत्र river and the Tista river. Brahmaputra is basically originated from the Cheomyungdung glacier. Cheomyungdung glacier, and this glacier is situated in the Tibet region. This glacier is situated in the Tibet region, and the Tista river, this is originated from the Sikkim. This is original. The origin place of the Tista river is not in the Tibet, it is in the Sikkim. So the origin place is not same. So both are originated from different places. The both origin places are not same, because one is originated from the Tibet in the Trans-Himalayan region, and the another is originated from the Himalayan region in the Sikkim. So both does not has the same origin point. So first statement is not correct. in the prima facie, if you understand the thing, if you look the things, if you don't have the understanding of the map when you study the drainage system, then you will make such type mistake. So this is not correct. This statement is not correct. Both the origin point of the both river is not same. River Ranjit originate in the Sikkim and it is a tributary of the river Tista. Exactly, it is the correct statement. River Ranjit or the river Rangit, you can pronunciate both Ranjit or Rangit. This is the important river. This river originated from the Sikkim region and this river joined the Tista river. So this is the tributary of the river Tista. So it is the correct statement. River Tista flows into the Bay of Bengal on the border of the India and Bangladesh. Exactly, this river make the boundary between India and Bangladesh through the West Bengal and the Bangladesh. The Indian state West Bengal and the neighboring country Bangladesh. So this river make the international boundary. This river make the international boundary between these two nations, and then went to the then it goes to the Bangladesh, and in the Bangladesh this river joined the Brahmaputra river. So Brahmaputra, this Tista river joins the Brahmaputra river in the Bangladesh. So this is the tributary of the Brahmaputra river in Bangladesh. UPSC has asked the question from Tista river 2 times. UPSC has asked the question 2 times from this Tista river, and once the UPSC has made a point that is the Tista river joined the Brahmaputra river in the India. Whether this statement is right or wrong. So this statement is not correct. Tista river joined the Brahmaputra river in the Bangladesh, not in the India. So if Tista river joined the Brahmaputra in the India, then how the Tista water river dispute will arises? So you can use your common sense. So this statement is correct statement. 3 is correct. So correct statements are 2 and 3. 1 is not correct. So on the basis of this, your answer is the C. 2 and 3 is the correct answer. 2 and 3 is the correct answer of this question. Chulbul, it joins the Brahmaputra but don't fall in the Bay of Bengal. It joins the Brahmaputra. Yes, it does not fall. It does not independently fall in the Bay of Bengal. It joins the Brahmaputra. It releases its water in the Brahmaputra. How can 3 be correct, sir? How can 3 be? Tista river flows into the Bay of Bengal on the border of the India and Bangladesh. Okay. Just wait. Okay. Sorry, it's my mistake. I never paid attention on this point. This point is not correct. Okay, this point is not correct. So please make it correct. River Tista flows into the Bay of Bengal. It does not independently flow in the Bay of Bengal. So exactly this statement is not correct. So please make it correct. Tista river does not falls directly in the Bay of Bengal. Tista river joined the Brahmaputra river, or the Tista river releases its water into the Brahmaputra river in the Bangladesh. So it does not independently falls in the Bay of Bengal. So this statement is not correct. This statement is also not correct. On the border of the India and Bangladesh. So it formed the border of the India and Bangladesh. This part is correct, but first part is not correct. I was failed to pay attention on this. So this statement is also wrong statement. So this is not correct. Okay, so make it clear that is the Tista river make the boundary between the India and Bangladesh, and then it joins the Brahmaputra river, okay, in the Bangladesh. So it is not, and the Brahmaputra again joined the Ganga river. Okay, so Brahmaputra joined the Ganga river and the Tista joined the Brahmaputra. So this is called the, and Ganga independently falls its water, releases its water into the Bay of Bengal and form the world's largest delta, that is called the Ganga Brahmaputra delta. Okay, so this is your map work. So this is the Tista, this is the Brahmaputra, and this is the Ganga. Tista releases its water into Brahmaputra, Brahmaputra releases its water into the Ganga, and Ganga releases its water into the Bay of Bengal. So this statement is not correct. Third statement is not correct. So your correct answer is B. Only 2 is the correct answer. Only 2 is the correct answer. Okay, very good. And thank you so much for point out or the hinting to toward my mistake. Thank you so much. Chulbul Pandey. Okay. Is it your real name? I think it is not your real name. Okay, so this is your question number 8. Now, we should jump on the question number 9. Next, question number 9. Read this question very carefully, and this question is also important question. This question is also based on the observation. So consider the following statements. In India, the Himalayas are spread over 5 states only. Western Ghats are spread over 5 states only. Pulicat Lake is spread over 2 states only. And which are the correct statement? Which are the correct statement? Find out the correct answer of this question. Okay, Chulbul. If it is your real name, that is very interesting name you have. Which is the correct? In the India, Himalayas are spread over the 5 states only. In how many states Himalayas are spreading? So if you find out the number of states. This is the Ladakh region. This is the Ladakh. This is Jammu and Kashmir. This is the Himachal Pradesh. This is the region of Punjab. This is the Uttarakhand region. This is the Sikkim region. This is the Assam region. This is the Arunachal Pradesh region. Okay. And the Himalaya is also spreading in the northeast India. And the northeastern part of the Himalaya is called the Purvanchal Himalaya. Purvanchal Himalaya. Purvanchal Himalaya is also the part of the Himalaya. But when we consider the main Himalayan part, you will find out the Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Sikkim, Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh and Punjab. There are 6 states. You will find here. Okay, there are 6 states. These 2 portions these are not the states, they are the UTs. So you can remove these UTs because in your question, the question has asked the name of the number of the states. So in the question, there are 5 states is given and you look there are 6 more than 5. So statement number 1 is not correct. Statement, you can remove this statement. Western Ghat are spread over the 5 states only. You can, if you have the Mapping sense, the Western Ghat is started from the mouth of the Tapi river. Western Ghat is started from the mouth of the Tapi river and it is stretched toward the Kanyakumari. And this Kanyakumari is located in the Tamil Nadu. Kanyakumari located in the Tamil Nadu, and the Tapi river mouth is located in the Gujarat region. So you can count here from the Gujarat toward the Tamil Nadu. Gujarat, one state, second is the Maharashtra, third is the Goa, and the fourth one is the Karnataka, fifth one is the Kerala, sixth one is the Tamil Nadu. So a Western Ghat is not spread over the 5 states, it is spread over the 6 states, not the 5 states. So statement number 2 is also the wrong statement. You can eliminate this statement. So second is also not correct. The Pulicat Lake is the example of the lagoon lake. This is the example of the lagoon lake, and it is the second lagoon lake after the Chilka. Okay? This is the second largest lagoon lake of the India after the Chilka lake, and it has a brackish water lake. This is the brackish water lake. So what is the brackish water lake? You should know about this. You should find out what is the brackish water. Okay, so it is the brackish water lake. It is the second position. It is on the second position of the after the Chilka lake in the India. It is the lagoon lake. Okay, and this Pulicat lake is located on the bank on the boundary of the Andhra Pradesh and the Tamil Nadu. This is located on the boundary of the Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu, and on the bank of this lake, Shri Harikota, a place that is called the Shri Harikota is located here, and from this Shri Harikota, the India launches its satellite system, Shri Harikota, from Shri Harikota. So Pulicat Lake is an important lake for the nation, and it is spread between the 2 states, Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. So Pulicat Lake is spread over the 2 states only. This statement is absolutely correct, and above 2 statements are not correct. So your answer should be the statement which has only 3. That means the B option is the correct answer of this question. So such type question could be also asked in your examination, and this question is based on the observation. In UP, it is very common name. Earlier, I felt embarrassed by the name, but after Dabang, I feel great. Okay, great. Okay. Name is not great. Make the name great. If your name is anything, because you don't have any control in the putting of the name of any person, because your name the name is given by your parents, your beloved. But to make your name as a good name, it is in your hand. So please make your name as a good name. That is your domain. You should make your name as a good name. Okay. Shri Harikota. Okay, Shri Harikota. This is the question number 9. Now we should jump on the next question. Question number 10. Read the question very carefully. This question is related to the national highways. This question is related to the national highways. Please confirm me that I'm audible or not. Audio video is properly reaching to you. I hope some disruption, some network disruption is there. Please confirm me, that means I'm audible or not, I'm visible or not. I hope my audio and video both are reaching to you. And please have a look on this question. Okay, thank you, Aman Singh. Please have a look on this question. This question is with reference to the Changma community of the India. Consider the following statements. They live mainly in the state of the Uttarakhand. They rear the Pashmina goat that yield the fine wool. They are kept in the category of the scheduled tribe. Which of the statement given above is are correct? So, okay, read this question very carefully and try to respond. Respond the answer of this question. Okay, Changma community is an important community in the nation, and this community is basically found in the Tibet region. This community is found in basically in the Tibet region, and this autonomous Tibet region of the China, and some community is also living in the Indian Tibet region or the Indian region, which is this is the community which is basically the native community of the Tibet region, and this community is also living in the Ladakh region of the India. So this community is also living in the Ladakh region of the India, and they originally, or you can say they mainly belongs from the Tibet region or the autonomous Tibet region. So this Changma community is not mainly belong from the Uttarakhand. So this statement is not correct. So this statement is not correct. They belong from the Ladakh in India, and natively they belongs from the Tibet region, autonomous Tibet region. Okay, so first statement is not correct related to the Changma community. They rear the Pashmina goat. Yes, exactly. They rear the Pashmina goats, and this Pashmina wool is very fine wool. They very precious, or you can say very high quality wool of the world. It is the high quality of the wool, and it is also has a GI tag. It also has the GI tag. So this community or this tribe rear the Pashmina goat, and the Pashmina wool is very precious wool in the world at the global market. So second statement is completely correct. They are kept in the category of the scheduled tribes. They are kept in the category of the scheduled tribes in the India. Exactly, this is also correct. They are considered as the scheduled tribes. What is the scheduled tribe? That means the tribes which is scheduled in the Indian constitution, in the list of Indian government. So Indian government has a list of the tribes, and that is called the scheduled tribe. So this is considered as the ST or the scheduled tribe. So third statement is also correct. Second statement is also correct. So statement number 2 and 3 is the correct. On the basis of this, we can find out, we can choose the B option is the correct answer of this question. So you should know about the Changma community, and Changma community belongs from the Ladakh region in the India, and natively, or you can say originally, they belongs from the Tibet region of the world, or the China's autonomous Tibet region. Okay, so this is the question. Answer is B. Now, read the question number 12 carefully. Carefully read this question and then try to respond the answer of this question. The Narmada River flows to the west while most other large peninsular rivers flow to the east. What is the reason behind this? Why? It occupies a linear rift valley. It flows between the Vindhyas and the Satpuras. At the land slope to the west from the central India. Select the correct option using the codes given below. 1, only 1, B, 2 and 3, C, 1 and 3, and D, none of the above. Which is the correct answer? This is very important question, and this is the previous year question. UPSC has asked this question in the prelims examination. So read this question very carefully and please don't make any mistake, because the point that has given in this question is a very common point regarding to the Narmada River. So please read this question very carefully, read one statement very carefully, and then try to respond the answer. Okay, so please don't make any type of the mistake, because such type question is very confusing question. Such type question is the statement is given in this question, it seems to be correct, but it is not actually correct. So there is a one response, Aman Singh. The Narmada River flows to the west while most of the large peninsular river flows to the east. Why? What is the reason why the Narmada River flows toward the west? What is the reason? Most of the people are giving the answer. 1 and 3 is the correct. So understand here. Try to understand here. And we studied that the Narmada River is the longest river of India, which is flowing toward the west. It is a common fact. This is the important fact. Narmada River has a very importance, many importance. Okay, so consider the statement number 1. It occupies a linear rift valley. It occupies a linear rift valley. This statement is correct statement. Yes, Narmada River flows into the linear rift valley. Okay, but is it important, is it necessary? If any river flows into the linear rift valley, then the direction would be the westward. So it is not a necessary condition. This is not a necessary situation, necessary condition. If any river flows into the linear rift valley, then this river flow toward the east-west. So it is not correct in the context of the direction deciding. This statement is correct. Narmada River is flowing into the linear rift valley. This is the correct. But this situation or this flowing in the linear rift valley is not the factor to move the Narmada River into the westward direction. It is not necessary that all the rivers which is flowing into the linear rift valley will flow toward the west. It is not any rule. It is not any situation or not any condition. If the linear rift valley, the slope of the linear rift valley will be westward, the river will flow westward. If the slope of the linear rift valley will eastward, the river will flow toward the eastward. If the slope of the linear rift valley will be the north or southward, the river will follow that direction. So it is not any necessary condition. If any river is flowing into the linear rift valley, then its direction would be the westward. It is not any rule. So you cannot say that the Narmada is flowing toward west due to the flow in the linear rift valley. So this statement is not correct in the determination of the direction of the Narmada River. So you cannot make it correct in this context. Independently, if you read independently, this statement is absolutely correct. Narmada is flowing in the linear rift valley. It is the truth. It is the correct statement. But it is not a necessary condition to determination of the direction of the Narmada, that is the westward. Okay, so this statement is not correct in the direction, in the determination of the direction. So please take it in your mind. It flows between the Vindhyas and the Satpuras. Yes, exactly. This river flows into the Vindhyas and Satpuras, but it is not necessary the rivers which are flowing into these two mountains will flow westward. So this is not the correct, this is the not reason to determine, to decide the direction of the Narmada river. So this river is flowing between these two mountains. This is the correct statement. This is the correct fact, not a statement. This is the correct fact. Narmada is flowing between the Vindhyas and the Satpuras. But to flow between these two mountains is not any necessary situation to flow toward the westward direction. So it is not the correct in the regarding of this question. So this statement is not correct. Many books give the answer of this question 1 and 3. Many books give the answer. Many times, many teachers also clarify. But try to understand the logics which I am giving you and think about that. Think about that logics, that I am right or wrong. Okay, so this is also not situation. This is also not any condition to determine the direction of the Narmada toward the westward. The land slope to the west from the central India. The land slope meaning that the slope of the land slope to the west from the central India is any type of the situation is occurring in the India, that the western there is a slope, the central part is the higher part and the slope is in this direction. This is not wrong. The western Ghat is located here and this type of the slope is found in the India. So western part has the higher slope and the central part is the relatively lower slope because there is a western Ghat is situated. So such type any condition is not located on the Indian peninsular part. So this is also not correct. So statement number 3 is also not correct. All the statements are not correct regarding this question. 2 statements are correct independently, but regarding this question, this statement is not correct. It is not correct. So your answer should be the D, not the B or C. Your answer should be the D. Nothing, no is nothing, none of the above is the correct answer. No any statement is correct in the regarding of the question. Okay, so got it or not? If you got it, then please respond me. And I urge you, I always suggest you that read the question, understand the statement. There is a game of the words, there is a game of the sense in the UPSC. So please try to understand the sense of the question, not move blindly. If anyone is telling you to, and if anyone is saying to that this, so don't follow the blindly anybody. Okay, so many books which has the question answer and given the previous question, maximum time the question, the answer of this question is 1 and 2 are the correct. 1 and 2 or 1 and 3, sorry, 1 and 3 is correct. C answer, but this is not correct. The answer should be the D. Okay. Now, read the question number 13 carefully. Read the question number 13 carefully and then try to respond. When you travel in the Himalayas, you will see the following: deep gorges, U-turn river courses, parallel mountain ranges, steep gradient causing the landslides. Which of the above can be said to be the evidence for the Himalayas being young fold mountains? Firstly, understand the question, then try to respond. Read the question. Which are the evidence? Which are the evidences on the basis of evidences you can say that the Himalayas is still being in the Himalaya is a young fold mountain? Okay, read this. The deep gorges. Deep gorges means the rivers which are found in this region is still in the form in the way of the vertical erosion. If there are deep gorges is found, that means the rivers is in the mode of the vertical erosion. If the rivers is in the young stage and the land surface or the landscape on which the rivers is flowing is also in the young state, that means the vertical erosion process is relatively high. So the gorge is the indication of the newly formed land structure or the landscape. So if the gorges or the canyons or the I-shaped valleys, you can add here the canyons or I-shaped valleys. If the I-shaped valleys are also found in this region, it is also has a indication of the new landscape. So this is the first one is the correct. The U-turn river courses. The U-turn river courses means the landscape on which the rivers is flowing is not in the stable condition, is not at the stable condition. If the rivers is turning around here and there, if the rivers is making the U-turn, that means the landscape is not in the stable condition. Landscape is also in the moving condition. If the landscape is in the moving condition, that means there is a possibility to formation of the U-shape U-turn of the rivers, and they can form the gorges. The rivers can form the gorges. They can form the syntaxial bending. They can also form the syntaxial bending. So it is also the indication that it is also an indication to newly formed landscape of any particular region or the any particular land surface. The parallel mountain ranges. The parallel mountain ranges is the basic feature of the folded mountain. The parallel mountain feature is the basic feature of the folded mountain. If the folded mountain is occurring, whether this folded mountain is formed or the originate in the recent time period, or this folded mountain was developed, or the origin of this folded mountain was taken place earlier time period. Okay, so folded mountain may be occur in the old stage or the older mountains. So this is the basic feature of the folded mountain, but it is not a basic feature of the younger folded mountain. Okay, folded mountain or the parallel ranges may be found in the old folded mountain or the old ranges, but on the basis of the erosional activity, on the basis of the exogenetic forces or the exogenetic works on that particular landscape, you can find out the time period of that orogeny, whether this orogeny is in the recent time period or in the earlier time period. So if there is a point that has been added with this point, that is the exogenetic impact or the effect of the exogenic force, if this point is associated with this or this point is accompanied with this point, then it would present the evidence of the any time period of any orogeny of the any mountain, orogenic time period of the any mountain. So independently, this point does not clear the time period of the mountain, does not give any evidence related to the time period. So you can eliminate this point. Steep gradients causing the landsliding. Steep gradients, exactly, steep gradients, that means if any land surface is recently in the folding condition, at the upfolding or the folding or the upward movement is taking place recent time period, then there is a steep gradient is found. If there is a upward movement or the upward movement was taken place before time period, earlierly or the many million years ago, then the erosional activity will remove that steepness. So in the old construction or the old orogeny, there is a absence of the steep condition. So if the steep condition or the steep gradient is found, that means it indicates that the structure is the newly formed or the structure is the recent structure. So this is the fourth one, is also can impact for also help in the draw to conclusion for the any landscapes time period. So 1, 2 and 4 is the correct statement, 3 is not. So 1, 2 and 4, that means the B is the correct answer of this question. B is the correct answer of this question. B is the correct answer of this question. Okay, so you can find out the answer. B is the correct answer of this question. Question number 14. Question number 14. Read this question carefully. What explains the eastward flow of the equatorial current? What explains the eastward flow of the equatorial counter current? The Earth's rotation on its axis, the convergence of the two equatorial current and the difference in the salinity of the water, the occurrence of the belt of the calm near the equator. What explains the eastward flow of the equatorial counter current? Read this question carefully and try to reply. Try to give the answer of this question. Read this question. Okay, so understand here. What is the equatorial counter current? Okay, our Earth is rotating into the direction of the west to east. That means in the anti-clockwise direction. Our Earth is rotating into the anti-clockwise direction, and due to this rotation, the water which is gathered at the equatorial region, the water which is converged to the equatorial region, is started to move in this manner, and they started to generate to equatorial current. They started to generate the equatorial current. Okay, and firstly, the equatorial current is moving on the surface of the Earth, surface of the ocean, and this is called the equatorial current. And if the equatorial current is moving in this direction, when the convergence or the equatorial current is moving in this direction, when the water is submerged at that particular region, or the water is gathered or the converged at that particular region, then when equatorial current is moving in this manner, then when the water is converged or upper part is moving into this direction, then water started to move downward, started to submerge in this region due to the convergence of the water, due to the heaviness of the water in this region, and this water moved into the lower part or the lower strata of the ocean, and then again it started to move into the reverse direction, and this reverse direction moving current is called the counter equatorial current, or in the opposition of the equatorial current, a reverse a current which is moving into the reverse direction beneath in the lower strata of the ocean, that is called the counter equatorial current. And this counter equatorial current is basically developed due to the convergence or the excessness of the water at this particular region. So if you find out the answer, the earth rotation on its axis, so earth rotation on its axis is responsible for the generation of the equatorial current, not for the responsible for generation of the counter equatorial current. So it is responsible for the equatorial current. The convergence of the two equatorial current, yes, the convergence, when the two equatorial currents are converges at the particular region, then the counter equatorial currents originated. So this factor or this point is responsible for the generation of the counter equatorial current. The difference in the salinity of the water, the difference of the salinity in the water is responsible for the generation of the oceanic current in the general way, not for the equatorial and the counter current. So in general, oceanic current formation or the salinity difference is responsible for the formation of the general oceanic current, not for the oceanic equatorial current and the counter equatorial current. The occurrence of the belt of the calm near the equator, so this does not has any relation with the current. So correct answer of this question is the B. The correct answer of this question is the B of the this question. So read this ocean current, understand the topic ocean current. Ocean current is very important topic, and the ocean current current's importance is to balance the heat and redistribute the mineral resources or the nutrition throughout the ocean. So ocean current is very important for the environmental point of view and for the thermal point of view. So it makes the balance in the heat of the ocean, it makes the balance in the heat of the world as well, and the ocean as well as the continental part. Ocean current is also responsible for the precipitation in the some places. Ocean current is also responsible for the distribution or the balancing in the balancing of the mineral resources. It is also important for the churning of the nutrients throughout the ocean. So it churns the nutrients throughout the ocean. So ocean current has a very has very importance. So you should know about the ocean current. So read the next question. Question number 15. Tides occur in the ocean and seas due to which of the following? An important phenomena that is found in the ocean is the tide. So tides occur in the ocean and seas due to which among the following? The gravitational force of the sun, the gravitational force of the moon, the centrifugal force of the earth. Select the correct option using the code given below. 1 only, 1 3 only, 1 2 and 3 only, 1 2 and 3 only. Which are the responsible forces to generate the tides in the ocean? So read this question carefully. The responsible forces for the generation of the tides. Okay, so what is the tide? Tide is basically a tendency to uprise of the sea level, uprise in the sea level. So you know that we are living on the earth, and there is a liquid mass which is occurring on the earth's surface, and there is a two celestial object, celestial body, which has impact on the earth more. One is the moon and the another is the sun. Sun is the celestial object which is relatively higher in the mass than the moon, but due to the less distance from the sun, moon has the more impact, more gravitational impact than the sun. So sun has the more gravitational force than the moon, but on the earth the effect of the moon's gravitational force is relatively higher due to the less distance. Okay, so moon has the some gravitational force, the impact of the gravitational force, the water level of the earth's surface or the water level of the ocean has arises, and due to the impact of the sun, the water level also arises. So due to the stretching of the gravitational force stretches the water level, or the has impact, gravitational force affect the oceanic water level, and due to the effect, due to the stretchiness or due to the snatchiness of the forces, the water level rises toward the sun and moon, and this rise of the water level or the phenomena of the rise in the water level is called the tide. Okay, so two forces, that is the sun's gravitational force also affect the sun ocean rises, and the moon gravitational force also affect the ocean's rise, and this is also called the tidal force. In different word, this is also called the tidal force of the sun and the moon. And meanwhile earth is rotating on its axis into the anti-clockwise direction, and due to the rotation a force is applied. That force is called the centrifugal force. That force is applied toward the outward from the center, and due to the outward force the water level also rises, water level also move upward direction or the rises, and that is also responsible for the uprising of the water forces, that is the tide. So there are three forces that are collectively responsible for the formation of the tide. One is the gravitational force of the sun, one is the gravitational force or the tidal force of the moon, and the third one is the centrifugal force of the earth. So three forces are responsible for the formation of the tides on the earth. So you can find out the answer of this question. The gravitational force of the sun, exactly. The gravitational force of the moon, exactly. The centrifugal force of the earth, exactly. Okay, but you remember this, the impact of the moon is highly impacted than the sun. So impact of the moon's gravitational force is relatively higher than the sun due to the less distance, because moon, the distance between the earth and moon is relatively less than the distance between the earth and sun. Okay, so your answer should be the 1, 2 and 3. Both all are the related to the tides. Okay, so what is the tide, you understand, and how these factors influence the tides. Okay, so today's session, I'll finish today's session here, and I hope you enjoyed this session, and you understand, you find out your some faults where you did some faults and during the solution of the question, during the solution of the question, and how I hope you will maintain, or you will maintain your mistakes, what mistakes you did in this session, and in the next session you will not make such type of mistake in the next question. So firstly, read the question very carefully, read the topic very carefully, and then practice, more practice, because practice is very essential for the civil services examination. And this channel is completely dedicated channel to to the English medium student who are preparing for the UPSC, who are preparing for the IAS examination, and through the English medium. So I hope you will join this session, you will enjoy this session, and please do comment on the comment section what if you have any query related to this session. If you have anything, if you have any suggestion, please suggest on the comment box, and please subscribe this channel if you are new on this platform, and like and share this video. Okay, and suggest about this channel to your beloved, suggest about this channel to your friends who is preparing for the civil services examination. Okay, so we are efforting in the right direction. We are trying to give you maximum thing in the free of cost, because this is the YouTube channel, so there is a no any cost, and we and all team, our team is very potential. Our team has the very potential, and all the members of the team are giving their best at this platform. So please join us, make your things with us, and try to understand the things in the simple and the proper way. So we will meet in the next class. I will deal the geography and the environment section. Okay, so on this platform I will deal the geography and environment section, and very soon we are going to start NCERT batch in the throughout English medium on this platform, in the same platform. So stick with us, or stay with us, and get benefited. Okay, so we will meet into next classes. Thank you so much.